this out. There we go. Remember, Liz, always make sure that your microphone is turned on. I'm never, ever good with that. What is up, guys, and hello. Welcome to Shattered Grid number 1. Oh. Ugh. I'm not ready to let it go yet. And it makes me sad that this is the last issue. But here we go. Here we go. Before, so there's a cover. I had to pull out, though. I had to bring back issue. Oh, I didn't actually remember this was it. What started it all? Issue 25. Issue 25, Lord Draken and the Tommy helmet. And you know what's crazy is that the detail, and I can't believe I'm actually flipping through to whatever in this, but if you notice on here, because I'm just jumping right in it, whenever Jen back in, this is issue 25 again, when Jen was escaping, pardon me, I have to get my sleeves now, when Jen was escaping and Lord Draken was chasing her down, totally didn't notice it at first, that is Draken's final form. So Draken was in his final form as early as issue 25, but you couldn't really tell it because of the shading, I guess. What's up, Toku Gamer? Get you back in your sleeve. This is a nice one. I keep it. It not only lives in its sleeve still, then it goes in the bag and board. As opposed to number 1, which did not get in the bag, and I'm pretty sure this is a small spot of grape juice on it. Not smart, Liz. Not smart. I'm just going to put that back in the stack of comics I have. Boom. Let's just get to it. Shattered Grid number 1. And here it ends. Here it ends with the battle on the moon. This is exactly where we left off. There's no big gap or anything in it. Battle of the Moon. We have Megaswords. We have Rangers. We have Sentries. We have everyone in this giant battle, and Serpentera is kicking butt and taking names, and by that I mean like eating people. And I think this was at the end of the last issue. 30 was where Serpentera like ate the Dragon Zord. They decide can we combine all of our things together? Luckily, we have Jen, who had all the past technology and stuff. She said, yes, we can combine all of our stuff. And they make this, and I don't even want to... I'd rather call it the Cluster Megazord. However, it is aptly named the Megazord. Really? Come on, really? So, yeah. This is a combination of, and there are charts out if you want to see exactly what pieces went where. But I mean, we're talking the Plesiosaur, Zeozords, Spirit of the Wolf. We have a Megaforce, the Hyperforce. There are a lot of Zords that all get put into this giant Megazord. However, that alone is not going to be enough, okay? Jason has this idea of getting the Q-Rex, and I love that they're, like, Jason wouldn't have known about the Q-Rex unless, this talk about technology. I'm sure all of them were getting together, and they were like, yeah, here are all of our powers. What does the Q-Rex have? It's a series of laser cannons. Can you get it here? Noah's like, all yours, buddy. Noah actually has some awesome artwork in 2 different panels. That one, and then this one right here, and I know you can't, it's very far away, but he's in the background, and while there are rangers behind rocks, like, can't really see, he's just standing there. Let me see, you can see it. Noah, alright, I'll take that. Nice Super Mega Force Rangers getting some love. Q-Rex shows up, and Jason hops in, and Jason, the hero, the leader, they have to get close to that tower. That's the only chance they have. And so what does he do? Basically just needs to get Serpentera's attention and starts firing a series of lasers towards the tower. But as he does, the fact that the words crunch are on it. See, that was Jason, and then there was, oh, and Serpent, and, oh, Q-Rex, didn't do too well. Although for a second, whenever I said Q-Rex, I was thinking of Time Force. What's up, guys? Hey to everybody who's joined in. What's up, Philly Superman, Race? How you guys doing? Filming tonight for the Ranger Weekend review. So this is the setup. Right now, I film in 5 to 6 hours for the Ranger Weekend review. This is why this is a live stream. It's just, shh. Getting back into it, they're like, did he get out? Did he? It never says whether or not he made it out, and because of just the way the story is going to jump gears right now. But I don't think he did. I think Jason, in this timeline, in this whatever, he willingly, to save Earth, shot himself into the mouth of this beast. That is just, yeah, right, yeah, Philly Superman. Right as he told Lauren, he felt the same for her. It was, yeah, and it was just the line where he just says, you know, you're trying to say before, I want you to know I feel the same way, as he does it. And if any of you guys are Hyperforce fans, I don't know if that would strike you at all. It was the thing that Eddie did as he was flying down. He's like, in Vesper, yeah, I love you. Whoa! Just going in. It's, is it awesome. Awesome part of Hyperforce, and is an awesome part of this comic as well. Kim is fighting, by the way. I mentioned it in 30, but Kim has a dragon shield right now, and so she's fighting using the shield, which is awesome. But after the tower goes down, you see something, and you see these guys right here, and they're like, oh, my power, it's fading. No! Serpentaro. I don't want to feel bad, because Jason's body is probably clearly in this still. But this is Serpentara just snacking on the Q-Rex Zord. Chomp, chomp. I don't have a snack, or I have coffee. This doesn't do the same thing, but no Red Bull for me this afternoon, guys. Just caffeinated soda and coffee. Oh, yes, that is how I run my life right now. With Serpentara being taken down by the aptly named Megazord, and the tower down, Serpentara is no longer there to protect Lord Draken, and the Sentries have no powers, because they're all being away. But, it doesn't matter, because, Draken wins. No, that was a good issue. Bye! That was it. He wins. It's all over. I don't know. I'm in a silly mood. Thursdays are just bizarre for me. Real quick, hey, Johnny, did you know that Beyond the Grid will have a panel at New York Comic Con? Yes, I will actually be chatting about that, and Beast Morphers is going to come out in February. I'll talk about both of those in the Ranger Weekend review tomorrow. But very excited about that Beyond the Grid panel and seeing what comes out of New York Comic Con. New York Comic Con is in about a month. If you're not sure, it's in early-ish October. There's usually a fair amount of Ranger representation there, so keep your eyes peeled for New York Comic Con. I will try not to eat the mug. What's up, Zach? Try not to eat the mug, at least. I can't guarantee it. Oh, yeah, so Draken won. Weird, right? Love it. Love it. All we see is this, and you hear Jen yelling, not again, because remember, Jen was the one who had to run from Draken in the first place, right? Well, there he is. Draken, with his powers, is now in ultimate form. As you see something different, and you're going to learn a little bit more about what that is right there. He has this, it's the heart of the master. Right there in his chest. They say not again, and then we're going to have a quick break to these characters who we're going to be seeing a lot more of in Beyond the Grid, which is coming out, is it next month already? Is it in October? Whew, it's going to be crazy going from this to a whole new team, and it's going to be nuts. So in it, you basically just see with Promethea, they are getting people out. They're getting all the old Rangers that have been kidnapped out. Looks like TJ, Connor, the red. It's not Connor. The Red Jungle Fury. Casey. There we go, and Kelsey from Lightspeed Rescue. They're getting ready, and you can tell this is happening simultaneous with the big battle on the ground, because as they are getting chased, the sentries start losing their power, which means the tower is destroyed. The tower is basically transmitting the morph energy, I guess, like the morphing signature to all of these sentries, so they could have their powers. Thank you, Philly Superman. New York Comic Con is October 4th through 7th, so yeah, pretty much a month from now. Last year, there was so much going on for New York Comic Con, I actually did an episode as just to cover everything that was going to happen during the con. That's how much stuff there was. So it's, hopefully it'll be fun. But basically, these guys start losing their powers. Grace, Grace, whoever sees what's going on, wait, this way. Cracking, world, cracking. Not good. And Caron's, we gotta get out of here now. And it too fades to white. This is where I am sure there's a few of you who've already read this. I am pretty sure this is where a few of us went, wait, what? What? You flip ahead? I flip like a chunk of the book and it's still in this, and I'm like, this is a different art style? Like, what is going on? To save you from having to figure it out as I go along, Draken won and got into the morphing grid, and as we learn a little bit later, because I want to kind of explain the story as a whole without all of the if, ands, and whys during it. So basically, what happened to Mr. Tommy Oliver when when Ranger Slayer Kim shot Tommy? Remember, this was back in Go-Go Power Rangers. Went back in time, basically, or went to go... Oh, no, it wasn't back in time. I'm sorry. Went to go find Tommy Oliver. This was before he would ever join the Power Rangers. And basically shot him with this arrow. So the arrow contained a shard of the Chaos Crystal she'd used to reach the world. So she had to use the Chaos Crystal in order to have the power to get there, basically. And it was the same Chaos Crystal Draken supercharged by killing him. Gotcha. On my death, and this is Tommy saying it, the shard also reacted, but I had no control. He was pulled away from my very essence, taken outside of space and time. I was everywhere and nowhere, a viewer, unable to do anything but watch. And the artwork on this is really good. Let me take that light off. It'll be a little dimmer, but here he is, outside of space and time. And this reminds me of a callback when I remember Zordon was kind of lost in time at one point, and actually might be better with less lighting. And so here he was. Tommy was watching everything happen, and it's, as he was being pulled away, and it shows, he was everywhere and nowhere. They're showing scenes of RPM Rangers fighting. It's showing all the Rangers showing up. It was showing his funeral. Ugh, horrid. It's horrid. But, he survived-ish. And with the help of the Morphin Masters, who, remember, it's the emissaries. Do you guys remember the emissaries? They were an interesting thing that came into the free comic book giveaway, or free comic book day comic. Zordon went to go seek out the emissaries to basically say, I need to talk to the Morphin Masters because this is a serious thing. They didn't take him serious. They didn't think anybody would be able to do it. Well, guess what? You're wrong. Zordon. He's a smart guy. He knows what's going on. Zordon was going to be able to join the emissaries after he died. Had to give it up in order to ask for counsel. He doesn't get it. Isn't going to be able to become an emissary. And now they're like, oh, so he destroyed us, so we're going to need help to get everything back together. There better be something later where the emissaries are like, yeah, our bad. You can become one of us. Or maybe he was going to become a Morphin Master. I'm sorry, I haven't reread that issue in a long time, but he's giving up a lot. Okay? When Draken, when you see him come down to when the world breaks and the Rangers are there, they're like, what's going on? He broke the worlds because not only did he go in, he defeated the emissaries, gained access to one of the most powerful objects in all of the existence, the heart of a master. With the other master's whereabouts unknown, we only watch as Draken stood before the multiverse, destroyed them. This is him. He's destroying things. And he made them simply cease to exist. But in the place, he created this. And this, we're going to go back a little bit. This is the world that Draken created. And it's a completely different art style. It's a completely different way of showing the story. And it helps because it really lets you know that it's a completely different jump. But, excuse me, it takes you a second to get used to it. This is the world that Lord Draken made. Again, I'm going to take this out. There he is at home. With a mom. And a dad. And a dog. Named Kruger. Who's like, I don't even know where exactly he is. the newspaper, Draken, the Glory Road, everything. It's like his mom is Rita. His dad is Zordon. He has a dog named Kruger. And in this world, he is a god. He is the everything. He runs everything. It's his show. He even has this, he rips apart his shirt, like his morph. He still says it's morphin time, but he just pulls his shirt apart, and you see that is the heart of the master. So he actually has it inside of him now, which you could see in his Draken final form. It has, like, the coin in it. Yeah, that's the heart of the master. He's kind of powerful. These things are starting to show up, though, in his perfect world, his ideal world, and that is these energy beasts. These energy beasts is a falcon and a white tiger. Someone just knocked on my door. I'm gonna see if this is. It's cool, guys. I'm alive. Sorry, I never have. It was just really weird that someone was knocking on my door, and the first thing I thought of was like one of my neighbors needed me. So hey, welcome to everybody who just came back in. Sorry about that. It was just UPS. So gotcha. So back to him morphing to save the day from these energy beasts. And he does. So he morphs. There are these energy beasts trying to attack everyone. And he's Superman. You know, what's he do? He's Superman. Ta-da! Takes them all down. He's yelling, "You're not welcome here." But these aren't normal monsters. And if Draken is a god in this world, why are there monsters? What's going on that's causing these monsters? Is it because he needs to? And you're gonna find out the answers later. But when you're thinking, is it there has to be a monster so he can be the hero? Is it something that's not perfect in his world? But afterwards, as any good hero does, whenever everybody clearly knows your name already and who you are, he goes down for some press interviews. You see Zach and Trini are actually reporters in this, and he calls them, take questions from my two favorite reporters first. asking them about these attacks. These attacks are becoming more and more frequent. Are you worried, Lord Draken? Let me just put it this way. I know the idea of these creatures attacking our great world and putting your lives in danger, well, it's probably enough to keep you up all night. But here's the thing, there will always be those who try to rise up and threaten what we have. But as long as I'm here, you have nothing to worry about. Of course, Draken, nothing to worry about. I'm not going to let anything hurt the people of my world. How? Like, he just wants to rule, right? Dragon wants to create, he wants to take over the universe so he can control it. And you know what's kind of weird in a way? He did win, took over, and yeah, people don't have free will and they treat him as a god, but overall people seem pretty happy other than the energy beast attacking. I'm not becoming a Draken sympathizer, guys. That's just clearly not where I'm going. But I'm saying when he did make his own world, like, as he wanted, I mean, it could have been worse. For just, if you're average Joe Schmo citizen, meh. However, there are some certain people in this world. You see, he could have just erased the Power Rangers from existence, or those people. However, but he didn't. He didn't erase those people. So you've seen Zach and Trini flipping over. You get to see, you'll see people later, such as Billy is his mechanic in it. You see Lauren Sheba and Jason are senseis teaching, because it's like the Lord Draken Academy for future soldiers, future whatever. So those two are up there helping. Jen, Major, so messed up world, yeah, he does. He had to have seen, like, mad respect for Jen through all of this, because he kept Jen as, like, a leader in his army. In his world, Jen is fighting on his side. I'm just saying, Jen, like, everybody wants you fighting with them. Everybody. Right, yeah, Philly Superman. I love the energy beast. They were spirit animals, the white tiger, and the falcon. Yeah, his spirit animals are fighting him. Like, the physical manifestation of this stuff is his spirit animals. Real quick, what other ranger? Kim works at a diner, which is really strange. And I think that is most of his... Oh, and Finster 5, or Finster, is no longer Finster 5. Finster has his Finster head, but more of like an actual human body, and is kind of like a butler servant in this world. That's the world he lives in. Omega 66. Messed up is putting it lightly. Politely. Yeah. Yeah, dude, you messed up. But when he takes down these energy beasts, he's talking to reporters. Something interesting happens. Now, you see the normal bubbles. It's thought bubbles, black circle, white inside, black text. Something happens, though, before you turn this page on the interview. After he says, I'm not going to let anything hurt the people of my world, even if your world is a lie. Okay. What? Everyone, it's true. None of this should exist. In this mirror, so you're going to say like mirror worlds or whatever, there's Tommy Oliver. Our Tommy Oliver. The one, Dragon flies off, clearly a little like, little unhinged. Talks to, Finster and Billy just about, like, or I don't want to say it's like filler. It's helping let you understand the world in this. Finster gives him the briefing whenever he comes home about, the news is talking about this and that, and this is what's happening on the lawn this afternoon, and Billy's, working on his car. Billy's the mechanic, probably still the gadget guy. Again, fair enough, which kind of makes you think, because, like, he doesn't give the Rangers, like, really crappy jobs. Billy and Trini, Billy gets to be his own personal mechanic and probably make stuff for him. Jason and Lauren get to be senseis in his own academy. So they get something pretty cool. Trini and Zach get to be reporters who get all of the best stories because they're friends with Lord Draken. Kimberly's a waitress, though. Maybe that's like the thing he wants to have. That, I don't know, girl next door. Who in the world knows? Dragon goes off to say hi to all the kids in the academy. Says hi to Lauren, to Sensei Scott. But as he's doing all of this, and there isn't much, in these 2 pages, as that's happening, another attack happens. Another attack happens, and that is, and they're not even just on the, they're not on the water before. Like, they were kind of waiting the last time, whenever Jen, so many names, guys. When Jen was fighting the first time with the energy beast, they were like, no, not until they get into the city, let them stay on the water. This time, they're fighting really hard to keep them away from buildings because they're just starting to get onto land. There's the white tiger, there's the falcon, but there's also a bear. Which I think is interesting that there's even more, I don't know, like people, or there's more things fighting back. The bear is what throws me off. You understand the white tiger and the falcon. The bear? Nah. They're fighting them off, and by they, I mean Draken's forces are fighting them off, and just basically waiting for Draken to show up to help. Tommy is still getting in Draken's head, saying, did you really think this place would be enough? That it would somehow make you whole? We both know that it won't. It can't. We both know the truth. What you really are. What are you really, Tommy? And to some extent, I was expecting something very large. You are whatever. But when it came down to it, when he looked into the Chaos Crystal, he saw the worlds of Tommy. He saw the multiverses of Tommy, but that in every single one, a seemingly infinite number of worlds, many have also had Tommy Oliver. The Tommy Oliver was good. So at the core, Tommy, when, Draken's basically saying, I am a god, a god who can't turn out a hallucination, though. He's freaking out. He's attacking these energy beasts with everything he has, getting winded, and Tommy is just trying to break him. In every world, Tommy Oliver was good, except yours, Draken. We are not the odd ones. You're the one that's wrong in all of this. And now he's just saying out loud, you're not real, you're just an example of the weakness I overcame. The weakness that led you to make this place and still keep the Power Rangers alive in it so they could worship you. The weakness that won't let you be honest with yourself. And at this point, this is the break of Lord Draken right here. You were the flawed one. And here he's like, it's not real, freaking out. He's lost control, the barriers are weak. And Tommy, who is trapped in that dimension between areas, finally breaks free. The Tommy that was saved by Ranger Slayer with the Chaos Crystal, who's been trapped in the netherworld, is now free. And with that, thanks to the emissaries, he starts rounding up the troops. And it's not as, it wouldn't be as difficult, I guess, as you would think, because he has this little, remember, and, zaps their forehead, and they remember everything. He finds Jason, Lauren, Jen, Zach, Trini, Billy, and Kim. All of them have now been found and know what's going on. With Draken's reshaping of reality, they're having, you kind of learn more about whenever Jen was saying with the headaches. They remember everything that happened before, now they're kind of remembering an alternate timeline. It's very, your brain's trying to reconcile all of it, which gives you a really huge headache. Draken, at this point, is realizing something might be going on. Finster's congratulating him, of course, because he comes back from a successful battle. But Draken's realizing my world rejects me. The energy beasts are growing stronger. My mind is turning against me. Finster's just, hey, come on, man, take a break. Just go take a drive. Billy fixed up your car. But then he also means he can't find Billy. What did you just say? These people are supposed to completely obey him. You know, this is his world. But Billy is nowhere to be found. So Draken, yeah, what's up? Oh, what's up, Toga Nation? Howdy, howdy. Draken goes ahead and you see this wonderful, like, they're all, yay, we're here. Oh, the team's all back together again. Look, and then Draken's like, hey, you suck. I'm going to kill you all. I don't know how you survive, but I promise I will make your death much more painful this time. Alright, I mean, the walking the walk and talking the talk, he's earned that at this point. Tommy spending all this time in the nether region. The key is the heart. If we can pin him down, I can take it back and we can undo this. Draken, of course, is freaking out, crushing people to the ground. You know, you failed when I was but a man. What hope do you possibly have now? This is my world, and blah, 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 and he's gonna kill everyone. But, I mean, Lauren and Jen are taking over. We have the White Tiger Zord. We have the Dragon Zord. We have everyone reaching to fight, to basically take his attention. So for what, this one moment, this ends here. That is the heart of the master. Tommy's reaching for it. And you have this weird... They're both in control of the heart. They're both touching it, right? They're both in control of the heart. So, Draken, of course, is like, you've made a terrible mistake, and blah, blah, blah. But, and of course, Draken's, why won't you die? Tommy's, because I'm stronger than you. You've had the upper hand in every stage, godlike powers even, and yet, here we are. Just slugs him. Absolutely. I mean, I would have loved to have seen this, like, ranger, full whatever. But Tommy just straight up just schwacks him. So, Tommy goes on to tell Draken, you think I'm weak for relying on my friends, but the truth is, they're what's missing for you. They always have been. And, with one giant punch, Tommy takes back the heart of the master. So, Draken's basically left powerless. And now going, you would destroy what's left of existence simply to keep me from what I was destined for? To keep me from having what you never could? Not quite. The emissaries decide to... no, the emissaries don't decide to. The emissaries basically say, come here. Lauren is never shown in Draken's reality. Yeah, she is. Lauren Sheba's the professor, the other teacher with Jason. She's the one leading all the students. Pretty sure that was her. So Tommy does in every dimension except for Draken's, of course. Tommy Oliver is good. And so this Tommy Oliver does the good thing, and that is you don't have to be broken, you don't have to be alone. And Tommy reaches out his hand to bring Lord Draken with him, but he stays. He doesn't. Draken wins. He got his world. He got what he wanted. And now it's all being taken away. And reality itself is now kind of gone. The emissaries take them to a form of the morphing grid, which they make to look like the command center, just to be a little more familiar, as opposed to, you know. This is weird. This is weird. I don't want it to be over. I don't want it to be over. But, yeah. The Rangers win, but where do we go from here? So, they protect the heart, the emissaries. They don't wield it. They just protect it. Lauren's asking, Tommy said that you guys could use this thing to rebuild the multiverse. No. You all have a connection to the grid. Together you have the power to shape a new existence, or put things back the way they were. The way they were... Yeah, right, Mr. Tuesday? Even after everything Draken did, Tommy still forgave him. Tommy, clearly, the best of us all. What you can never truly get back what you've lost. Yeah, everything we've been through, though, existence is going to be returned to its original form as best it can be, though some changes may be inevitable. Because they're asking questions about, but we're dealing with, like, cosmic stuff here. This can't be the only way to get things back. What about the coinless? What about Draken? Does he get reset? Existence would be returned to its original form as best it can be. Does that mean that Tommy's gonna stay dead? Does Tommy come back? Everything they've been through, though, everything they've fought, everything they've sacrificed, they don't get to remember it. So, yeah. Even if we don't remember what we've done, that doesn't mean it won't have meaning. It doesn't mean it didn't matter. Thanks, Jason, because now they're going to go back. And, I mean, Jason and Lauren, who are kind of flirting with each other, who are admittedly 20 years apart in real life, and who will never probably meet each other, or maybe, you know. So many relationships that are changed, that are different. They all put their hands on the heart, and there we go. They're not just saving the world, they're saving all of the worlds. And then, of course, there is a look at the first bit of Beyond the Grid, which there's going to be preview pages out for it and stuff. I didn't know what to feel or what to say about the ending on it. As it's been a week now or so, I'm much better with it. I think when I first read it, I was more like, I just wanted to see them kick the shit out of Tommy. I just wanted to see them take him down. That isn't exactly what happened, but I think it was a really good ending for the story. It told the story it wanted to. I don't know, it sounds odd, but I'm happy with how it ended, and now I think I just need to reread everything. I think I just need to start back at... I was going to say 24, but now I almost think that I want to start back at issue 1. Or 0, rather, because Mighty Morphin started with 0. Yeah. That'd be a really, really long... maybe not too long. I'm sad. Sorry, I just feel very, I'm sad that it's over, and as excited as I am about Beyond the Grid coming, I am very sad to see Shattered Grid go. It was an amazing story. It was an amazing arc and era. Kyle, Danielle, they did so many amazing things with this story, and I can't thank them enough for everything in this. Shattered Grid was an amazing ride from start to finish. I don't care if you like Power Rangers or not. If you're a fan of good stories and good comics, you should definitely just suggest it to everyone. Mr. Tuesday, it's a very open ending. They can do whatever they want after Beyond the Grid. Complete reset, new story. You know, they really can. If they're moving on to Beyond the Grid, we might get bits and pieces of what's happening, you know, back on Earth. This is going to be a very interesting time in the Ranger comics. But you also have Go-Go Power Rangers. So if you have, you know, if they're like, well, I don't want to go follow this other team or whatever, well, you can still go read Go-Go Power Rangers. That's, you know, your core 5, who apparently has, you know, great things set up going forward after this. I like that Go-Go's thing with the Ranger Slayer immediately tied in to the actual main story, you know, on Mighty Morphin. I think that, yeah, it's awesome. Beyond the Grid has some big shoes to fill. Shattered Grid was epic. Absolutely does. Are you stoked about the Beyond the Grid panel at New York Comic Con? Absolutely. As well as Beast Morphers in February. Absolutely. Yeah, those are, big stuff. It's a good time to be a Ranger fan. It really, really is. But I'm going to try to keep this as short as possible, so anybody who wants to watch it after the fact, it's not going to be an hour. It's already 42 minutes long. But I just wanted to do this, and I didn't have, 3 hours to try to record and edit this. So thank you guys so much for watching and for hanging out. And this isn't my last comic review. I'm planning on doing reviews for Beyond the Grid and stuff still, but the last review of Shattered Grid, unless I do an entire story review, and that would just be silly, and really long. That would have to be a big, long live stream. Alright, well, I am off. I'm going to prep, gather some more notes and whatnot for the Ranger Weekend Review tonight. That'll be posted, Ranger Weekend Review at 2 p.m. Friday, Toku Weekend Review at 5, pending nothing goes crazy, although there are big storms rolling through tonight and tomorrow, so fingers crossed. Cheers, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I will see you tomorrow at the Ranger and Toku Weekend Review. Toodles!